Before the paper, I knew they would say, and I knew by the looks on their faces. Niggas mad cause I did what they wouldn't do, say what I couldn't do. Look, bitch, I made it. I made it. Came a long way from the basement. Body on me, I ain't playing, y'all. These niggas ain't playing fair. If I would've known better, I'd do better. Took some mess and I learned from a new level. Bought some new shovels and some new stressors, and I'm ready for war like whoever. They counted me out, I can't count it all. Cause little nigga, I ball. I put them points on the board every time that I shoot, I'ma score, and you know I'm a dog. I'm really appalled, don't need no applause. I know I'm a legend, my name on the wall. First record with platinum, my second with gold. Did it independent, no deal at all. And they said it's impossible. Got them high cause I did them without them though. I'm the same nigga slept on the carpet floor. Even back then I knew that I'd be poppin', so I really ain't trippin'. I swear I ain't trippin'. I got in my feelings and got me a million. Couple people I thought would be with me, but they not, so it's fuck all them niggas. And then you next.
Yeah, man, we back, man. I don't know what was going on, man. I really don't know what was going on, but we back, man. But I was saying, I was talking about, Gary Antoine Russell. A lot of people had wrote Gary Antoine Russell off. A lot of people had wrote Gary Antoine Russell off. And what I was saying was this, when we talk about Gary Antoine Russell, we was talking about a young, if you ask me, he's still a young man, right? He's still a young man. Thinking about the things that he was going through, even up to the lead up to his father, passing away, right? During the week of him fighting, post-all, they was taking care of his father, to see the way that he, health went down. You know what I'm saying? When you think about those things, and then you had two of his brothers. I forgot what happened to one of them, but I know two of them passed. One was shot and killed. You know what I'm saying? So when you're dealing with that and you in DC, it's like a black cloud hovering over you. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we seen the performance against Puello. Although I did think that he still edged out a victory over Puello, right? I still think that he edged out a victory over Puello, but he wasn't as effective as he was this past fight in the Rayo fight. I really do think that he had a chip on his shoulder. I think that he had a chip on his shoulder from this fight right here. And he was letting people know, like, hey, just because, I was going through what I was going through, don't just write me off. Don't do that. And Rayo saying that, he ain't seen anything special. That's when I kind of questioned myself about Rayo. I was like, yeah, Rayo, I know you've been over there with Robert Garcia. You've been looking good last couple of fights, and I can't take that from you. And you're a champion, so I got to give you full respect. But at the same time, this kid is still dangerous. We're talking about a guy who went 17-0 with 17 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? That's who we're talking about, a Gary Antoine Russell, who was knocking out everything moving, along with the speed, along with the skill, along with the power. You see what I'm saying? He was giving people, a hard time in the ring, not just people who had names, but champions. He was giving people problems. He was giving people misfits. Shit, he even gave Puello a problem in the first half of the first fight. You know what I'm saying? So for Rayo to say he ain't see nothing special, I don't know, buddy. I don't know what you were seeing or what you thought, buddy, but this not that. But, man, I cannot rave enough about the flawless victory of Gary Antoine Russell. Yes, he still looked, he looked way better than I seen him in his previous fights, when his father's health started to decline even further, right? And I want to say it was the what's his name? Bartholomew fight. Didn't look really good in that fight. I thought that was a early stoppage. He looked good in the post-style fight, but it wasn't clean, right? And that's when a lot of the bullshit that was going on with him pertaining to his father. And then, of course, the Puello fight, we know by then his father had passed. And then, of course, with the years of inactivity, from Antoine Russell as well. So all that kind of played a part. You could tell that he'd been in the gym. A lot of it didn't look as clean that it normally has in his past prior fights, but he definitely has been in the gym for sure. I would like for him to continue to stay in the gym. I think that's the way that he's going to connect and be even better going forward in his career. Gotta stay in the ring. Here it is. It's March. I want to see him back in the ring by, June, July. You know what I'm saying? Keep that young man active, right? Keep him active because he's one of those guys that you can make a star over on the PBC umbrella. He's one of those guys you can make a star. And then again, at 140, you're gonna have those guys coming up, like I said before. Now you do got, the Devin Haney's flat, the 47. You got still got Hitchens there, but who's gonna want to fight that guy at 140? Who's gonna want to fight Antoine Russell? You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna want to fight him? Because there's still some things he can clean up. And I actually think he can be a lot better than what he is. That's the horror part about it. He can definitely be a lot better than what he is. You know what I'm saying? The kid can fight. Point blank, period. Does he get caught with shots? Yeah. Does he has a chin? Obviously, because mark my words, I promise Rayo hit hard. I promise you. And I don't say that about a lot of people, but Rayo does hit hard. And you can tell that, Gary felt some of those shots, whatever. I seen him buckle once or twice, but then again, a lot of that comes from the inactivity, the inactivity over the last 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Last 2 years, he's fought one time last 2 years. Can't have that from Gary Russell. Now you got him, he got a belt, say he's gifted. Yeah, he is, right? But he's a talented fighter, man. And you, like I said before, you can't take nothing from Rayo, but Rayo was just outclassed. I even had one of my boys text me and said, "Man, I don't think Gary Russell can keep this up all 12 rounds." I said, "Shit, well, you must don't know Gary Antoine Russell." Because people forget in the amateurs, Gary Russell, this is the crazy stat. In the amateurs, Gary Russell was throwing like 120 punches a round in the amateurs. And then just this past weekend, he was averaging 80, I think they said 88 to 90 punches a round. Come on, man. His output is ferocious. Who wants to deal with that a whole 12 rounds? And he got power. You know what I'm saying? And he got power. So, man, I am a big fan of Gary Antoine Russell. And it was good to see him back, redeem himself, and he's told everybody the 140-pound division is on notice, and he coming for all the belts. And I actually think that he has a chip on his shoulder. You can tell that he got away from a lot of the things that was going on from around him. I believe that he secluded himself and got his mind together, right? Of course, like I say, when you 23, 24 years old, your father passed away, that's a hard thing to deal with. Not, you're still young, you're still developing into, you're grown. Obviously, you still, you're grown, but you're still young. You know what I'm saying? You're still young, not really quite, not quite yet, 26, 27, when you start to get that understanding, right? Now, God forbid I haven't lost a parent, so I really don't know how I feel, but I've definitely lost people that's definitely close to me, and sometimes I don't even want to go there, but, sometimes mentally I prepare myself for things as well. So that's one of the reasons why, I don't shy away from death, you know what I'm saying? Because I understand, you know what I mean? And some people may not understand. It's hard, but it's life, you know what I mean? But I'm glad that he did get, his act together. I'm glad everything right now, his life seemed to be stable. Of course, and I slick kind of, teared up because I seen the other brother over the fence. When they showed him, he was crying because he knows that his father wanted that for not just him, but all the brothers. So I kind of felt that, you know what I'm saying? And of course, like I said before, I haven't lost a parent, so I haven't endured that. But I understand that feeling, when you work so hard. And I think they said that he's been boxing 6'5". He was introduced to it from his father. And look around him, his family, whole family come from a generation worth of fighters. You know what I'm saying? So hats off to him, man. But I also got to give hats off to Rayo as well. Just because he was outclassed for 12 rounds does not make him any less of a good fighter. It don't. I've seen people throw fighters up under the bus after just losing one fight. Hell, I've seen people, may not look good in one performance. You guys throw them under the bus, and then they come back the next fight, and then you're right back on the nuts. That's how boxing work, man. That's how boxing work, and that's why I say it's a lonely sport for these fighters. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, we live in a time now where you can get on the internet, say what the fuck you want to say to anybody, hide behind the page. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't think that's fair, man. I don't think that's fair at all. But I really did enjoy that fight, man. I was so happy for Gary Antoine Russell. Won some money with him, won some money off of him. I'm not sure, like I said before, I need to start back doing the betting lines. A lot of people hit me up and like, man, I won so much money with you, man. And, this, and the third. But I'm going to get back to it. Man. I just don't like controversial stuff. That's why I never did get into the whole Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia thing, and things of that nature. It's just not my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? It's just not my cup of tea. I don't like doing the controversial stuff. And like I said before, I was in the middle of controversy before and didn't tell one lie, but everybody had the worst to say about me. Didn't tell one lie, but everybody had the worst to say about me for telling the truth. You know what I mean? So I understand, staying away from controversy, you know what I'm saying? So that being said, man, I definitely did enjoy, I definitely did enjoy that fight. Obviously, we had some more controversy with Tank and Lamont Roach. But if you look at my heading, man, if you look at the heading, my heading is just that for reasons. Now we're talking about Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach. Obviously, the whole world has something to say about it. I really wasn't gonna speak about it because I do understand sometimes, man, it's just best to be quiet and keep your own thoughts to yourself when it comes to controversy. But this is something that I gotta stand up to. You know what I'm saying? This is something that I gotta stand up to, and give my opinion. I've seen many fighters, professional fighters, rather. I've seen many professional fighters say that they scored at 7-5 Tank. I went to different channels. I've probably looked over at least 20 different channels. I understand that controversy sells. I understand that biasness sells. But who's going to be fair? Who's going to be fair? And for the people who do follow me on Twitter, right? For the people who do follow me on Twitter, I don't play the radio about fighters. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to Deontay, I tell you guys straight up, like, he got to do this, he got to do that, he need to do this, he need to do that. Even when he lost to Parker, you guys heard me say, hey, man, hey, he just didn't have it. This you guys heard me say this. So I've been pretty fair across the board when it comes to just all these fighters in general. You know what I'm saying? Not because I may know them personally or, or we got a good friendship and things of that nature. Sometimes, man, you just, sometimes you just have to have integrity. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I pride myself on, is just having integrity. You know, that's something that I really, really do pride myself on, right? And Jose Diaz, he said, "You're never going to make everybody happy." Nah, and that's cool. Like that, and that's not my thing to make everybody happy. You know what I'm saying? People got their own personal agendas and things of that nature. People may not like this person for whatever reason, or may not like this fighter for whatever reason. But just the disrespect that I've seen people had towards Lamont. Let me just say this: the disrespect that I seen that people had towards Lamont Roach was disgraceful. I'm not gonna hold you. The disgrace that people had towards Lamont Roach was disgraceful. I've seen people say that he was a C+ fighter. What? And I tweeted something out, and I'm gonna post that here on the feed so you can see it for yourself. Lamont Roach, first off and foremost, right? Let me put this on your screen, right? Let me put this on your screen. I tweeted this out before the fight. I said Lamont Roach been had a name since the amateurs. If you're a hardcore fan, this is something you should know. Surprisingly, seen a couple claim to be hardcore fans talking crazy, seemingly like they don't know this. That's something that I tweeted out. That's something that I tweeted out. And the only thing that people could tell me was, so what? Well, he don't stand a chance against tanking. This, and the third, da da da. Are you fucking crazy? Now, people criticize Tank for pulling people up or whatever the case may be in weight, right? If you guys ever seen Tank in person, you will laugh because he's just that small, right? What people don't understand about being at the top, when you at the top, you can do what you want to do, however you want to do it, as long as you keep generating that money. People are upset because he's not fighting his contemporaries. Well, I ask people this: out of the contemporaries, which fighter has earned the opportunity to fight Gervonta Tank Davis? And I'm thinking business-wise. The only fighter that I can give out of his contemporaries that people call it is Devin Haney. He's the only fighter that has done something to even get a fight with a Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, I'm not looking at it from a fan standpoint or a hardcore fan standpoint. I'm looking from a business standpoint because I understand when you're at the top, you can do what you want to do. I.e., that's one of the reasons Canelo moved the way he moved, because he can do what the fuck he want to do because he's generating what? He's generating the money. When you generating the money, you can't tell that person what to do who's generating the money, who's going out there making the bag, who's going out there getting your PPV show rates up, who's going out there putting asses in seats. The same person who's going out there giving you the oohs and the ahs. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that aspect of it. And when it comes to when you're at the top, the hardcore fans don't win when you're at the top. The casual fans do. That's what people don't understand about being at the top of the sport. I.e., you look at Floyd Mayweather. Once he got that sole possession of being at the top, when he turned to Money Mayweather, his so-called quote-unquote contemporaries, he fought them over the age. Am I right or wrong? Somebody stop me when I lie. Didn't Floyd fight a lot of his contemporaries over their age limit, or what quote unquote the age limit that we believe that a fighter should be? I guess most people say their prime. That's what I'm saying. So when you get people who become that sole possession of the I guess quote unquote face of boxing, or quote unquote the cash cow, quote unquote whatever you want to call it, the hardcore fans don't win with that. The casual fans do. And then people don't understand that part of the business, right? And that's cool, right? That's cool. Now, Anthony Jones say Frank Martin nor Rolly did anything to deserve a fight with Tank, and you might be right. But again, Rolly, who was also under Floyd Mayweather Promotions, probably was obligated in somewhere in the contract that he would get a fight with Tank, for especially being this Tank last fight on Mayweather Promotions. So it's something that he had to do, right? Frank Martin, of course, when you look at it, where his positioning was in the rankings, he definitely earned a fight with Tank because of his rankings. And that's why I tell people a lot of times, hey, go look at the rankings. Go look at this. Go check that out. But again, I can take you to the water, but I can't make you drink. I can take you to the water, but I can't make you drink. Right? I tell people all the time, man, hey, look at the rankings. I used to tell people all the time, hey, go over to L-Dub. L-Dub do the rankings all the time. Go listen. He gonna give you valuable information. Now, whether you do it or not, that's on you. That's on you. And then we wonder why this fight didn't happen, why that fight didn't happen. Well, I try to tell you, go do your thing. Like I said before, I could take you to the water, but I can't make you drink. That's what I can't do. So when I look at this fight between Roach and Gervonta Tank Davis, and like I said, I tweeted out that, like, hey, Lamont Roach been had a name. I don't know if you guys know, but in the amateurs, everybody knew Lamont Roach. So as it stands, when people was talking about the Four Kings, I was one of those people who wasn't. I was talking about guys like Scooter. I was talking about Scooter. Here and then I'll mention something about Lamont Roach, because I know in the amateurs, when I was coming through the amateurs, definitely Lamont Roach was a name, and definitely Kenneth Sims Jr. was a name. So those are two names that I know for sure, Kenneth Sims and Lamont Roach. But I also know that Lamont Roach, what people don't know is Lamont Roach, while he was in the amateurs, he was signed to Golden Boy. So when people talk about the Four Kings, let's talk about how Lamont Roach had a deal before all of them. So when people say he's a C-plus fighter, well, shit, he was the only C-plus fighter I ever seen coming out the amateurs who already had a bag before everybody or those Four Kings had a bag. He was one of those guys who was signed before any one of the other guys got signed. And these are facts. So when people say, oh, he's a C-plus fighter, shit, how? Or maybe because he don't get the knockouts, or maybe because he hasn't fought the fighter that you wanted to see him fight. You know, that's what I mean about a lot of biasness. You know what I'm saying? A lot of biasness. I actually think Lamont Roach give a lot of these people y'all call the quote-unquote Four Kings problems. Really do. I watched the fight. Watched the fight. I thought it was a very, very good fight. I thought it was a highly skilled fight on both ends. And when you take out the biasness, you can see things from a different spectrum. I knew Lamont Roach would be tough. I just didn't know how tough he would be on that night. Yeah, of course. Come on. You know, I know. I watch. I sit up here and watch different channels talk crazy I sat up here and watched different. I didn't, like I said before, I might be in the chat and I just don't say anything. I just listen. I've watched people talk crazy, crazy, and that's okay. I knew Lamont Roach was tough, but I didn't know how tough he was going to be. I didn't know how tough he was going to be, right? I haven't had the opportunity to watch him spar or train in the boxing gym before. I've heard stories of him being in the gym and how tough he is. I've heard those stories. Obviously, I've had the chance to see Tank perform numerous and many amount of times in the gym for sparring and things of that nature. I know how tough he is. You know what I mean? People would say, "Oh, well, we haven't seen him get hit or he stumbled, or this, and the third." I mean, shit. All fighters are human. I don't think any fighter is Superman. I really don't think that. But we gotta stop throwing fighters up under the bus so quickly just because you ain't getting your way, just because you ain't seeing the fight that you want to see. Gotta stop doing that, man. I think Lamont Roach did a hell of a job. I think the fight was highly skilled on both ends because for a minute I remember certain channels and certain people saying, I don't think Tate can really box because all he does is move around in the ring and try to catch you with a shot. I believe the other night his boxing skills was on full display. He had to do some things. He did some things that you haven't seen him done or hadn't gotten a chance to see him do. I seen multiple professional fighters say they had a 7.5 for Tank. Unfortunately, I had the same thing as well. Now, people say that Tank starts slow. So I look at the fight. I'm following the fight. And mind you, at this time, I wasn't even watching it with no sound on because I knew that there was going to be bias towards Tank. So I turned the sound off. I sat down here in my entertainment room and just chilled out with no sound. I'm like, damn, this is an entertaining fight. And turns out it was. Now, I'm gonna put this on the screen because these are the scorecards here. Right? These are the scorecards. If you look at the two guys who got the 114 to 114, the first 5 rounds of both of those cards, I'm sorry, the 115, 113, the 114, 114 on your right hand side. If you look at both of those cards, they both gave Tank 4 rounds out of the first 5. But people would tell you that Tank starts slow. You see what I'm saying? People would tell you that he starts slow. Now, the one on the left gave Tank, was it 3 rounds out of the 5? Yeah, gave him 3 rounds out of the 5. So I'm looking like, okay, well, I thought I was tripping. I wanted to see the scorecards from their perspective. I wanted to see their scorecard from their perspective. So when I look, I say, okay, well, I know I wasn't tripping. Now, one thing I must say is this. I must say this part. Right? When you, especially in the sport, when you the A side, when you have a lot of door rounds, and I was talking to Prince Albert Bell today. I was talking to him. He said, bro, you know what? I got to go back and watch the fight because those first couple rounds, it was a lot of door rounds. And a lot of door rounds go to the A side. He said that too. And I know that a lot of door rounds go to the A side. So if two different cars got it 4 rounds to 5, and I had said, damn, I thought Tank won at least 4 rounds out of those first 5. That's something that I said to myself. I said, damn. 6 through 12, you can't find 3 rounds to get a Tank? I find that very hard to believe. I find it very hard to believe. Now, what I will say is this. If you do count the knockdown, right, that puts it at a draw. Because even if you do count a knockdown, Tank got back up. He actually stole the round back. But because of the knockdown, it becomes a 10-9. You see what I'm saying? It becomes a 10-9 now. That's still 114. But if you don't count the knockdown, that's 115. And I'm looking at it from a lens of, because I don't, like I say, I'm a fan of boxing, not a fan of fighters. The only fighter that everybody know that I'm truly a fan of is Scooter. Everybody know that. I'm truly a fan of Scooter. But I don't have a dog in a race. But I did know that Lamont Roach was definitely a tough fighter. I tweeted it out. I said, man, this fight not going to go how people think it's going to go. Tweeted it out. I knew Lamont Roach was tough. I just didn't know how tough he was going to be on that particular night. I'm one of the ones who think that he just didn't do enough. Obviously, I've been watching boxing for so long. We don't live in the era where you got to go and take the belt from the champion. We no longer live in that area. I mean, in the era. There's many fights where I thought, growing up, oh, this person won that fight. But they gave it to the champion. No, you got to take the belt from the champion. I didn't see that. In the middle rounds, I did think that Roach stole a lot of those middle rounds. I really did. I really did think that he come on strong. He was trying to press the issue. But the only thing with that was when he came forward, he still was waiting on Tank so that he can counter. Why not take over the fight and you get off first? I didn't see him get off first a lot of times. I did see that Tank was very, I'm not going to say hesitant, but he got away from throwing his jab. I saw that. I saw he got away from throwing his jab. If you ask me, that was literally one of the first times that I never seen Tank really use his jab hand using the brick downstairs. That's what he called it, or what they call it. Throw the brick downstairs. He wasn't stabbing with the jab downstairs. He really didn't use his right hand a lot in that fight. And that was really the first time that I seen him not use his right hand in that fight. So I said, man, maybe he got a hurt hand, because I was wondering for a long time. Now, he did use it to throw the hooks when he had to, but there was a lot of times where he wasn't using it. He used it a lot downstairs to the body, more so than he hasn't used upstairs in a long time. So I thought that was concerning, for me. I thought that was concerning, but nevertheless, those are just my thoughts. I mean, I seen, Tevin Farmer. Of course, my trainer's in camp with him right now. I think we got about 5 or 6 fighters up there in camp with Tevin Farmer right now, along with my coach. They all had scored at 7-5. Boots Ennis, he did a video. Well, not did a video, but he had an interview. He scored at 7-5. Gary Russell Jr., he scored at 7-5. And, Gary Russell going to give it to you straight. He scored at 7-5. I scored at 7-5. Danny Garcia, he said something about it. He said he didn't know who won, but he did have Tank up. It's just unfortunate when you have a lot of people who hate a certain fan base or a certain person, you're going to get a lot of biasness. That's just what it is. It got to be somebody who's not biased towards a fighter or who don't have a problem towards a fighter to give you the real. Do I think that Tank should have taken a knee? Well, the thing about that is I can attest to that, right? I have oily skin, naturally oily skin. So a lot of times before I do go work out, or if I know I got to spar, a lot of times I take a shower before I go to the gym. You know, my wife asks me all the time, "Why are you taking a shower to go to the gym?" Well, I got oily skin, and when a lot of times if I don't, if I go through a whole day, um, if I'm outside with my daughter, or if I'm just outside doing things in the yard, and I just go to spar, go work out. Once that sweat start coming down, it does burn. You know what I mean? I did hear the girl said something between the lines, or if she didn't use no chemicals and things of that nature. Personally, I get it. She's a woman, so she was pretty much trying to defend herself. But that's one of those things where you got to be quiet, because you can, in her professions, you can lose a lot of clientele, or she might gain a lot of clientele. But I hope she really does gain a lot of clientele. I know, but what I didn't like about that was how many guys hopped on her page talking shit, talking about I didn't win a parlay because of you and da 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 da. Come on, man. We men, dog, don't do that, bro. We men don't do that. That's not something that men do. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. That's not something that men do. Um, said when you start sweating, that oils comes out, happens. Same thing to me. Yeah. So when I saw that, I said, man, nah, hell nah, man. I can attest. I can attest to some of that stuff. You know what I mean? I actually thought that he had a poker face. Was he hit before that? I did see he was hit, but I don't think it was nothing that would just make somebody just take a knee. I know it was a jab or whatever like that. Some people say it was a right hand, things of that nature. But the good part about that is we can all watch it together. That's the good thing. That's the good part about it. We can all watch it together, right? Not only can we watch it together, we can all, make for what you believe or think that happened in the fight. We can all do that together. If you guys want me to pull the fight on, pull it up, we can do that as well. It's no problem. We can definitely do all of that stuff. I got the fight pulled up right here, right now. Just like I did with the Loma and Devin Haney fight. People were saying that they thought that Lomachenko won the fight. Well, I had to go back and show people why I thought Devin won that fight. And just thinking back very vividly off of that, um, um, said that was a 10-8 round. Okay, well, like I said before, if you call that a 10-8 round, think about what happened once the action started back. You can pretty much say that ninth round, he stole it back. Even Lamont Roach said, well, they gave you that round. That's because he stole it back. You see what I'm saying? So that's my only part with it. And like I said, I don't really like the controversy and stuff like that, but I think people got to understand boxing rules too. That's another thing. I think people got to understand boxing rules. But man, I definitely do want to share this, man, and hopefully we can see some different things. So I can tell you what I see. Many people not gonna do this, but I will. And I'll probably take it down when I'm finished or whatever. People not gonna do this, but I will, because I just can't go along with the get along, right? I actually think that when you watch fights, right? When you watch fights, you got to watch it from both lenses. And obviously, you're not going to have people who watch it from both lenses. And that's very obvious. You're not going to have people who watch it from both lenses. If you got a problem with one person over here, you're going to see it one way. Or if you're rooting for this person over here, you're going to see it that way. But when you have somebody who's non-biased and can be in between both of those guys and see it for what it is, that's what you're going to get. But looking at this fight, man, starting off from round one, we can get it popping. The WBA president of 30 wins, no. Let's speed it up a little bit.
It's been 2 years since that disaster struck. The city's population is now sparse. In an effort to escape the monsters, you found a grounded nuclear submarine.
For most opponents, it's like that. Let me take it back, son. We should be in the money on this one right here. I got these planes flying across my house. Got these planes flying across my house, so man, this thing kind of tripping a little bit. But man, let's look at it a little bit, man. Let's see what's going on, man. I got to see what people see and things of that nature. Like I say, I did give Tank the first 4 out of the first 5 rounds. So we can see for ourselves when we got round 1 about to start now. I just want to see what people think or what people saw. I don't think nothing wrong with that. So this is round 1. Now, let me just stop it right here. First of all, right, this is what people say. People say he stepped slow, he moved around a lot, he tried to figure it out and stuff like that. Well, in this case, if you watch the fight for a second time, there's no way possible you can say that because he came right out and stepped to him. Right? I want to say with the third, fourth round, that's when he got a little movement to offset some things, but it was very subtle. It was a lot of lateral movement going on. So I got to put that out there as well. Uh-oh, my bad. Got to put that out there as well. So I'm going to continue playing this part so I can see what everybody else see. That's all.
Some areas Roach thinks he has advantage. One thing he said is fighting on the inside. His quote was, "We're going to see."
You just seen the right hand that was there that was blocked. The right hand was blocked right there. See those guys just posturing with each other. Of course, this is somebody who put it up, just trying not to get banned off YouTube. So they just, keeping the screen, doing different things, right? There's a lot of posturing going on. So I want to say it's about 2 minutes left. There's a jab from Tank right there. There's the brick hand to the body. Now Roach, true enough, was trying to come forward, but at the same time, really wasn't doing much. And a lot of times he was posturing in front of Tank, not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? So this is one of the rounds when I say that it's a lot of dual time in this round. The reason why I'm saying it's a dual round because neither one of them really did anything. And a lot of times when it's like that, it goes to the A side. You know what I'm saying? Now there's a jab from Lamont. And normally, like I said before, you see Tank on the retreat. Right? You normally see him on the retreat from the first round, trying to figure out the things. There's a double jab from Tank. The second one lands, not the first one. There's a straight left hand to the body. Right? I'm going over what I see. You know, that's all. I'm going over what I see. We're looking at it from a non-biased standpoint. We're looking at what both fighters are doing. All right, there was a right hand that came in from Roach. That was partially blocked by the left hand of Tank. Where you seen the jab, the first left hand missed, but the second one connected. There's a jab from Lamont. There's a right hand blocked off the left hand of Tank. So now we just watch round number 1. Who you guys give round number 1 to? Who you give round number 2? Who you guys give round number 1 to? That's round 1. We just really watched round number 1. I've heard people say, he was moving a lot. Wasn't a lot of moving there. I just want to see who you guys give round number 1 to. All right, give it to Tank. Okay, that's just round number 1. You know what I'm saying? That's round number 1. I think one of the scorecards gave Lamont Roach round number 1. I didn't see how you can give Lamont Roach round number 1. Although it wasn't a lot being done in that round, it was pretty much a door around, and a lot of times when there's a door around, it goes to the A side. That's all I'm looking at, right? That's all I'm looking at. So we just watched round number 1. I'm going through the whole film. I'm going through the whole film because I'm trying to see what other people have been seeing. You know what I'm saying? And I've watched this fight like 4 times already. So I'm just trying to see what everybody else been seeing. Going around number 2.
1 of 12 for Davis, 3 of 17 for Roach.
And we're going to start round number 2.
New voice in the corner for Gervonta Davis, that being Barry Hunter.
Now, I will say this. I don't believe that Tank should have moved from Calvin Ford. I think that played a pivotal part in the fight, too, as well. I believe that played a pivotal part.
This does align with what Roach thinks that could be the difference in his performance. Obviously,
well, it wasn't a lot of movement again. People said he was a lot of movement. All he was doing was going lateral movement, going around in circles. That's all he was literally doing. You see a lot of feints from both fighters, right?
There's those feints that Roach is using right now. Trying to make a mistake and make him pay.
Lamont just walking to him, standing in front of him. That's all he was doing, just standing in front of him. It's not like Lamont was coming and trying to press the issue. He was just standing in front of him. A lot of posturing, and he's already at 2 minutes.
Obviously, this fight can turn at any point. You do wonder if you're saying, do you want to land something?
Right.
To be that guy in the early rounds, but obviously, yes, his power is just that.
There's a brick hand downstairs.
Always go back, watch tape. In those early days, my goodness, was he it's low output.
There's another brick hand downstairs. Shot upstairs. He just touched him with it. It wasn't nothing hard. You see Tate pushing him back too. You see Lamont, pushing him back as well, making him retreat just a little bit. But it's more so a lateral movement. There's a double jab left hand, jab upstairs.
Against Orthodox, Roach in the center of the ring. Again, very cautious, building the tension. It's like sitting on the edge of your seat.
A lot of lateral movement. Regain back to the center of the ring. Move a little bit more.
Suspense is half the fun.
Yeah, it's just around. He's not doing a lot, but being cautious, being smart.
They're both tied up right there. You see Lamont get some body shots in, being tied up.
You look at this lightweight division. Of course, if you expect Sean Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Vasily Lomachenko, about the talent, so much talent, and there's hope that.
Missed him with the right hand there, hit out the glove. And that's round 2. That's round 2. So, who you guys have for round 2? That's round 2 right there. Who you guys have for round 2? Who you guys have for round 2? Anwar Willis, what's good with you? What's going on? Oh, boy. Who you guys have for round 2? That was round 2 right there. Yeah. That was round 2 right there. That was round 2 right there. We just watched round 2. And Wild Willis, what's going on with you, bro? What's going on? Yeah, that's round 2 right there. I gave it to Tank myself. You know what I'm saying? Because Lamont, like I said before, it wasn't like he was pressing the issue. It was more so of him just standing in front of Tank. You know what I'm saying? And you seen Lamont, I think he had a jab to the body. He threw a right hand upstairs, but it didn't hit flush. He threw, I think it was a right hand to the body as well. Right, but you've seen double jabs. You've seen the left hand come down. You've seen two different brick hands come downstairs to the body. You know what I'm saying? You've seen two different brick hands come down. You even seen the jab, the right hand jab downstairs as well. And then of course you've seen the double jab. You've seen the jab with the two right hands. Only the one, I mean not right hands, but left hands. Only one of the right hands hit, and that was just basically it off that round right there. And so when people say, "Oh, some people say they had it 9-3," and so I'm like, "What? Maybe we watched the wrong fight." So cool. I want to watch it with you guys, so I can see what y'all talking about or what y'all see. Right?
8 Sleep's brand new Pod 4 is truly incredible right
I'm trying to figure out what everybody else
installation
is trying to do. Let me go back to that. I'm sorry. Might have went back too far. It's round 3. A lot of feints from both guys.
He was mentored by Floyd Mayweather.
There's a jab that didn't touch.
I'll put high accuracy.
Yeah, but you gotta give it to Tank.
All right, he hit the jab off the glove of Tank's right there.
He knows when to go in.
There's a right hand to the body from Lamont.
Right now, he's taking in data, and he doesn't want to make a mistake.
Constantly setting traps.
He's going to make the other fighter.
You see Lamont trying to gain leverage on the outside. There's a straight left hand from Tank right there.
Yeah, Tank will start as fast. He's
great jab hand to the body. Yeah, Lamont is coming for it, but he's not pressing the action. You see Tank using his lateral movement, trying to offset things that Lamont trying to do. Threw a right hand, but he missed. There's a left hand from Tank right there. All right, so there's a body shot. Well, there was a head shot from Lamont. There's a right hand from Lamont, but you also seen the left body shot from Tank. A straight left hand.
Roach told us he has no issues at all.
There's another left hand, but you also seen a body shot come from Roach. Left hand hit off the glove, but then Tank go back downstairs with the left hand to the body. The left hook missed, but the jab caught Tank. He misses that shot. Lamont throws a left to the body.
He will use as this fight unfolds. 30 seconds now. Chopping right hand. Good punch from Roach.
There's a right hand from Roach. There's a left from Tank to the body. There's another left hand from Tank.
We saw Tank's last fight taking the fight to Davis having success. We've seen that with the likes of Leo Santa Cruz. We saw with Ryan Garcia what happened when
that left hand hit off the glove, so that was nothing right there.
It's not a catch-22, but it can be a It's just not.
That was a straight left hand at the end of the round. That's 3 rounds right there. That's 3 rounds right there so far. That's 3 rounds right there so far. So we just watched 3 rounds.
Listen, set him up.
Just watched 3 rounds. Who you guys getting 3rd round to?
Set it up with the left hook, okay? Keep going right. And then when you step, bring the left hook. All right, good. Head off the line, behind the jab, okay? You do not fall in. You know when you're in question.
That's 3 rounds. So you get a 3rd round to.
Let's go.
We heard from Barry Hunter in Roach's corner.
Oh, I just want to watch it with y'all, man, because I feel like I missed something with everybody else out. So this is the 4th round.
It's just keeping it simple. Fundamental. Yeah, get your next
now, what I see now is Tank starting to use a little bit more lateral movement, trying to offset Lamont Roach, because he sees that Lamont Roach looking to try to come press the issues. Right, in which he is. You just see him throw the right hand there. There's a jab from Lamont Roach.
There's a double jab from Roach. There's that lead
There's a
left
left hook from Roach.
Yeah, just as well. Roach not giving Tank Davis anything.
They're outlanding Davis for the first 2 rounds. In fact, our unofficial score.
There's a left hand from Tank.
Actually give round 2 to Roach. So there it is. I mean, again, there goes Davis.
Now he went to the body. There's a chopping left hand from Roach.
Yeah. There's a lead that left him. Their body work from Davis. Backing up again.
A lot of it's gonna be cut so this person don't get banned.
Roach is on the hunt.
There's a top Roach in between those punches. There's another left hand. There's 2 left hands in a row.
That was at 140. Again, how do those fights all end, guys? Davis victories usually a knockout.
Neither one of those punches got in at all.
Not to injure his most effective weapon, his left hand.
He was able to keep Roach for the most part at bay right there. Being that bay, Roach was trying to come in and throw double jabs, but none of them touch Tank. All right, as he retreats, Roach throws a left hook, try to kick Tank.
Roach is really trying to be perfect in everything he does. Because you make a mistake, so slow against a fighter like Davis. You can see the difference in movement. Tank's getting a lot of sneaky shots to the body this one, too.
That was a big right hand from him, and then of course he got caught with that jab. So I did give this round to Roach. I did give round number 4 to Roach. That was his, towards the
For
end.
anyone
I think that
struggling with
Roach
high blood sugar, do not drink cold water. Did you know type 2 diabetes is a completely reversed?
Got caught with that jab, but at the same time, I actually do believe that even though Tank was retreating, trying to offset what Lamont was doing, because he did feel that Lamont was trying to come on and put pressure on him, so he was using his lateral movement. I even explained to somebody, I felt as if when the 4th round came, that's when he started using just a little bit of the ring. 5th, 6th, you can definitely see him start to expand and use more of the ring as well. Roach definitely came on strong that round as well. He definitely came on strong. Not only did he come on strong, right? Tank was caught off guard by the jab, and then of course the right hand before that. So by that happening, I did give Roach round 4. And I'm gonna go back and keep playing this. So we going to round 5.
And here we go, Tank got a little distracted there.
Going around 5.
Victor Cruz learned that lesson. Victor Ortiz. Yeah, of course. Ortiz against Floyd Mayweather. Victor Cruz is starting. Think of the salsa there. Yeah, exactly. Round number 5. Victor Ortiz wished I would have said Victor Cruz.
So again, start off a little slow from a lot of posturing again. Lamont trying to press the issue, still being offset by the lateral movement from Tank.
But it is amazing that no matter what you do or what you say, the Davis fight.
Again, he just standing in front of him. Threw a jab, got caught with the left from Tank. Tank pressing the issue. There's a right hand from Lamont Roach. There's a jab as well.
Leave an exclamation.
Exactly.
You see Lamont trying to step on. He's trying to get leverage. There's a nice body shot from Lamont Roach.
It's a tactical fight so far.
Like I said, there's a right hand and of course a left hook from Lamont Roach. There's another left up top, then the one to the body. There's a right hand to the body from Tank Davis. There's a big right hand, 2 right hands from Lamont Roach.
Under a minute left here in the 5th.
Davis ducked that one punch so well, he got hit in the back as he was heading over.
And straight left to the body from Tank. Two right hands up top.
This is where Roach has to be careful getting off of his game plan. He got to his head already. By him answering back.
He was trying to get some shots off right there to the body. We already have 20 seconds left. And I just think that you see if anything else happened in the round. Nothing else happened in that round. There was a jab towards the end. So at this time already, at this time of the fight, I already got it 4-1. So I already agree with the two scorecards that gave Tank 4 out of the first 5 rounds. I agree with that. They gave Tank the first 5 rounds. I mean, the 4 rounds out of 5. I agree with that. Yes, Lamont Roach was trying to come forward, but again, coming forward doing what? Posturing, not doing anything. And a lot of times looked like as if he was waiting on Tank to throw punches so that he could counter, which I thought was smart because in the later rounds that actually played into his favor. So I already got it 4-1. Remind yourself, it only takes 3 more rounds to win this fight. We're going into round number 6. I already got it 4-1. On 2 scorecards, it was already 4-1. On 2 scorecards going into the 6th round. Here, let me say it again. I got a score 4-1. 2 other scorecards had 4-1 going into the 6th. So my question is this. From round 6 to 12, you could get a Tank 3 rounds out of those 6 rounds. That's my only argument. Now, I ain't saying I got the best eyes, but we already got 2 different judges who got it 4-1. I scored it 4-1 after the first 5 rounds. Told you, I explained what was going on. I told you why. Hey, I don't know. I'm just trying to see what everybody else see because, when it comes to controversy, I gotta see. I want somebody to tell me where I'm fucking up at. I don't know how people score fights. I don't know how people score fights. I'm just trying to see. You're trying to see where I'm wrong there. That's it. Like I said before, we're going to round number 6 now. We've already watched 5 rounds. I already got 4-1. And like I said before, I had a 7-5. I had a 7-5 take. Many other people had a 7-5. I didn't think it was close. I know we're gonna talk about the knee joint, So I'm just trying.
This Italian method stopped my story. Instantly, my wife couldn't believe it was that easy. The biggest.
I'm just trying to see where everybody else coming from with it. There's the body shot off the top.
Not really the start Roach wanted in many ways because he did not take advantage of the deliberate start by Gervonta Tank Davis. And right now,
that's a 3-punch combination. Then that comes a 2-punch combination up top. That's already 5 punches of unanswered punches. And I actually thought this was one of the rounds that Tank turned up. But when Lamont Roach started trying to counter, you see him trying to walk forward, hands up. And of course, he's utilizing. That was the uppercut that I did see. I did see that uppercut. I forgot about that part. I did see that. But he's utilizing. He started getting a little rough with Tank right there. A body shot did land from Lamont Roach. There was another, I forgot somebody else. That's a straight left hand from Tank right there. There was another person who had to fight up too, which was definitely a lot of better quality than this, but I guess they must have got banned already before I can show you guys.
Bring us an uptick in offense, and yeah, he's starting to put that pressure on Roach.
There's an uppercut from Tank.
Just stepping on the foot of Roach repeatedly as he throws to the body. It's always about that foot
dominance. And you're right, that could definitely play a part here.
There's another body shot. Left to the bottom, left upstairs. The body lift with the straight left. There's a jab.
Davis is starting to heat up there. Yeah, keeping this fight at the center of the ring. I like that.
There's a 1-2. That jab missed though. But we haven't seen Lamont answer back though. There's a body shot from Roach. There's 2 body shots from Roach. There's double left hand again. Roach misses with a jab. Although Tank is moving, got caught in the ropes right there. Lamont Roach did get a body shot off. So, with that being said, now that was the 6th round. That was the 6th round right there. That was the 6th round. Let me put this on. Let me put this up here. All right, let me put this up here. 6, round 6. Round 6 was Tank. They one scorecard gave it to Tank. Round 6 on the other card, it gave it to Tank. Round 6 on the other card, gave it to Tank. So right now I got it 5-1 after 6. After 6. And all judges agree with that. So I'm just trying to see where I'm wrong at. Maybe he just didn't get a knockout. I'm just trying to see how you guys see stuff. You know, maybe because he didn't get a knockout, or maybe this is the first time you really seen Tank get pushed up. But I'm just trying to see for myself. You know what I'm saying? It's you know what I mean? I'm just trying to see what everybody else talk. You know, looking at this from no biasness at all. All right.
Nice straight left, perfect time. Beautiful placement.
And for a while, you did see Roach coming forward, but what did he do coming forward in those rounds? What did he do in those rounds? All right, so we're going into the 7th where I got it 5-1. So he only needs 2 more rounds to get 7. We get the 7 rounds, right? You get the 7 rounds, we already won the fight.
11 in round 6, and according to our official score, Larry Hazard, he has Davis up.
There's a right hand. There's another right hand from Roach. And this is one of the rounds I felt that Tank lost. Now you're starting to see Lamont Roach. Okay, there's a right hand to the body, uppercut with the left hook. Now he did get tapped with the left hand there, but it's still marked forward.
We see why he's not letting his punches go as much.
All right, Tank missed the body shot there. Lamont Roach countered with a right hand.
Counter shot. It's like a shovel uppercut coming back from Tank.
Davis looking with the left.
You see Tank trying to get off with the left, but a lot of those, there's a body shot, but then there's a counter right hand from Lamont Roach. There's another right hand from Lamont Roach as well. There's a right hand uppercut, then followed by a straight right hand. There's a big left hand. Now that's only 2 big shots out of this whole round. Same Tank though. Now that's a 4, followed by the left hand, but the left hand was blocked by Roach. Now he did catch Tank across the chin with that right hand. That's a right hand down the middle, right hook, and then a right hand straight down the middle. That's a left hook. There's another right hand.
Roach is having moments here, guys, in the 7th, a minute left.
And this is definitely one of the rounds I feel that Tank lost. Right, he threw the left hand downstairs, but got counted up top with the right hand.
This is where that confidence that we mentioned of Roach is coming forward. Yeah, but then again, Tank
folks. Don't they breathe? Half a minute left in the seventh. Great round for the challenger. And a time Gervonta Tank Davis.
There's a double jab straight left from Tank. See if he can do some more before the bell ring. There's another brick hand upstairs. There's Lamont Roach with 2 body shots, plus a little uppercut right there. That was a left hook, right hook. Hey, I gave Lamont Roach that round.
Deep in the oldest part of Cairo, there's a mysterious salon known as the Crown Temple, run by a group of black women in their...
We're going into the 8th round. That was the 7th round right there. That was the 7th round. That was the 7th round right there. Got it 5-2. Big O, what's good with you? What's happening? I got it 5-2 right now. 5-2. Now hold on. Now hold on. Let me pause this real quick because I'm trying to see what everybody else saw. That's it. I'm just trying to see what everybody else saw, man. That's it. Now we go back to these scorecards. That's round 7. One scorecard on the far right gave it to Roach. All right. Scorecard in the middle gave it to Roach. All right. And one scorecard gave Tank the round 7. But I agree with the 2 scorecards that gave Roach the 10 for that round. So I have it 5-2 after 7. Again, it only takes 2 more rounds for Tank to win the fight. I already got it 5-2. Just keep that in mind. You guys already watched it with me. I ain't said nothing wrong. I don't see nobody complaining. You watching it with me. Watching it with me. I've already got it 5-2. 5-2 after 7. 5-2 after 7. Now we're going into the 8th right now. Going into the 8th.
More than half of his landed punches have been to the body. So here we go. Interesting. You got to give Roach credit that wasn't him surviving. That was him thriving, letting his punches speak for themselves here.
There's a double jab from Tank. I don't think any of those touched him. Now he's trying to flick out that jab to knock down that right hand. Whenever Lamont goes to the high guard, I did notice that. Whenever Lamont would go to high guard, Tank would try to flick that left hand of his. It was a stiff jab, but it hit off the glove of Tank. There's a jab that caught Tank. There's right hand to the body.
Got to continue to attack somehow. Roach talking to Tank now.
Now when he's attacking with that jab, he's walking Tank Davis back with that jab.
Tank missed the left hand there. There's a jab from Lamont that touches Tank. He misses the right hand. Tank tried to put the uppercut on the knee for it, but he missed him. There's a jab from Lamont Roach. Tank throws the left hand, but misses Lamont Roach there.
And that's going to happen when you're on the run that he is. But those in boxing knew that Roach was going to be as tough, a stiff test. London Kingston knew the same thing. They know
Tank caught Roach in between those punches. There's another left hand. So with about a minute 15 left, I got the round scored even so far.
He's feeling comfortable with the jab, but he's got to be careful because he's going to count
coiled up left hand.
Now that was an uppercut from Tank, but then again, there was a counter right hand that caught Tank, followed by the left foot. And you see Lamont getting off. I gave Lamont Roach the 8th round. There's a left hand. Tank got up under there. There's a body shot. This was a hell of a round right here. There was a right hand from Lamont Roach. There's another body shot from Tank. Now Tank is battling back, trying to take the round over. Will it be enough for 24 seconds left? There's a left foot. There's a big right hand from Roach. There's a left hand from Roach. I think it barely kind of touched him. There's the right hand that Lamont caught Tank with right there. Right? So I gave Lamont Roach. That was the 8th round right there. Right? So I gave Lamont Roach the last 2. That was the 8th round. That was the 8th round. You see it on the screen. That was the 8th round. Go back.
Making things interesting here in this record on the line. Again, official score. And again, wow, okay. I thought he had hurt his hand. Not take them out ice. Come on. And that's right.
Let me go back to where it was. That was the 7th round. So I gave him. I'm sorry. Hold on. So we saw those rounds, right? We saw those rounds. Ain't nothing to argue about. We saw the rounds. I got it 5-3. I mean, 6-3. I'm sorry. Just want to watch this round one more time.
Sold out. Gervonta Tank Davis putting his lightweight and undefeated record on the line. Again, official
this is 9th round now. I got it 5-3.
This is where you look back on those early coach. It's an interesting spot for him to be in. This is everything he said he would do so far. He's doing.
There's the right hand. Roach getting off again. So Roach. That's the 9th round where Tank took the knee. And some people gave it. Some people said it was a knockdown. It caused a lot of controversy. Now watch what happens after he comes back. So they didn't give him the knockdown for this. But watch what happens when he comes back. Watch how the intentions pick up. Roach shows the left hook. Tank wants to fight inside. There's an uppercut left hook. There's a big left hook from Tank. There's a left hook from Roach. I actually thought he almost dropped Roach right there. All right, so there's a left hook right hand. He steps around Roach right there. There's a left hook from Roach. Tank landed upstairs, downstairs in the bread basket. Drop from Lamont Roach.
Countering and answering with his own big shots right in the center of the ring.
30 seconds left in the 9th.
There's a big right hand from Roach.
It's a really nice right hand. Throw more than once at a time, you're going to get countered.
He missed with the right hand right there.
Taking advantage of predictable patterns.
All right. So after that controversial round, I know many people say, "Oh, it was a knockdown." Some people say it wasn't a knockdown. So I'm looking at it, right? When I'm looking at it, I'm like, "What is he doing?" I said that myself, right? But it wasn't caused by a punch. In certain states, right? In certain states, especially in certain states, it depends on what they call taking a knee. Some states don't say that it's, some states count as a knockdown, and some states they don't. That's why the New York Athletic Commission need to say something. I don't know if they said something or not. I'm not really too much involved in the controversy. I'm just trying to figure out what everybody else saw. Now, after taking the knee, I saw belt the ass. So I gave Tank round number 9 because they didn't call it a knockdown. So I gave him number 9. Now that's 6 right there. You just need one more round. It's 6-3 at the 9. 6-3 at the 9. Let me look at the scorecards because I'm being fair, non-biased. 9. One judge gave it to Lamont Roach. Round 9. One judge gave it to Tank. Go round 9 on the opposite card, on the last card to your very left. Round 9, Tank. I agree with that because they didn't call it a knockdown, number 1. And then number 2, look what happened after that. I saw belt the ass. That's 6 rounds to 3 right there. ladies and gentlemen, you only need one more round to win the fight. You only need 7 rounds to win the fight. I already got it 6-3. It's round number 9. So you mean to tell me Lamont Roach won 10, 11, 12? I didn't see that. And that's where I'm trying to see if what you guys didn't see. So I'm watching it with y'all. I'm trying to figure this out. You know, because obviously everybody got scorecards. You know, I had people tell me 9-3. I had people tell me, oh, it was a shutout. I'm like, what? Ain't no way. That's another thing I didn't understand. I didn't understand this part right here with Coach Calvin. I don't know what may happen or what's going on with Coach Calvin Ford. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I do know they're like father and son. So hopefully they can recognize now what's going on, whatever going on with them two. Hopefully they can recognize that. I don't know, man.
If you are unsure or unaware of your eyeglass
whatever the case may be, whatever they got
or
going
if your
on,
prescription changes frequently due to near.
I don't know, man. Oh, here's that. Oh, they put it back up. This. So, damn, I want to go to this one. We're on round number 9 here, but let me go here right quick. This is the one I was looking for. Yeah. We're on round number 9. So yeah, this is the one I was looking for right here. Yeah, this is the one I was looking for right here.
Very good at reading the situation, but hey, he's in tough here right now against Lamont Roach Jr.
And like I said before, I gave round number 9 to
through 9 rounds, Roach outlanding Davis.
I gave round 9 to Tank. And the reason why it's jumping back and forth because they're trying not to get banned. You know, trying not to get banned. Like I said before, going around number 10.
Abner, let's take a look at what we thought was taking a knee. And I thought it was.
I watched what you got. I'm just trying to see what everybody else saw. That's all.
You cannot take.
You know. Now the whole taking the knee thing, that shit was crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. Like I said, I know it's different in different states. You know
the replay official said no knockdown, guys.
Well, it certainly did not come as a result of a clean punch, but it was voluntary. It was
knockdown punch.
How about the only time Floyd Mayweather was down in his career when he broke his hand?
Yeah, right. And exactly. Interesting. Wow.
But why did he go to the corner? Something bothering his eye?
It seemed like it.
Yeah.
But again, not allowed to take a time out during the round. Here we are, round 10.
There's a hit that missed from Lamont.
Davis lowers his hand. Yeah, come on, try me.
Thanks, right here.
I mean, we got to talk about Roach, how good he's looking in this fight so far. 10th round, and he's pushing Tank Davis back. The right hand is landing.
The odds makers may not have believed that Roach would still be here, but he never doubted
jab,
it. He never did.
Left hook, left straight from Tank. There's actually 2 of them. I seen one cut. That's a
less than 2 minutes left in the 10th. Tank Davis has failed to throw 30 or more punches in a round. Roach has thrown an average of 44 in the last 3 rounds. And to go back to the situation involving Davis, the commission looked at the replay. They said, yeah, Tank Davis had something in his eye. Referee Willis allowed him to take the knee, get the towel wipe off, and here we are, guys.
There's a break hand downstairs from Tank.
Nice right hand from Roach. Nice left hook from Roach.
You see a right hand come from Tank. I mean, left hand come from Tank, but you also see Roach take left hook.
And you're right, though, Abner, as you keep saying, don't fall in love with it, but
it's effective, and he's taking his time. He throws it one, twice at a time, but not consistent for him to read it.
Left hook to the body. That's one of his patented punches for Roach. Nice combination from Roach.
Roach
continues to land the right hand. Wherever this fight goes from here, for Lamont Roach, he has earned his respect. Stunning affairs here in round 10, where Roach has landed 8 of 26. Davis just 3 of 13. Good body shot there, though, from Davis.
Body shot, left foot.
Davis, but the counter from Roach is there.
Left foot.
Just when David catches him with the body shot, Roach comes back with the uppercut. And now pushing Tank Davis back.
Roach has doubled the output and the connects of Tank this round. Oh, beautiful body shot by Davis. Another left hand from Javante Tank Davis. But Roach snaps the jab.
There's a body shot from Tank.
Championship rounds, Lamont Roach Jr. making it interesting here tonight.
So I gave Lamont Roach round 10.
Don't stay in front of him like that.
I gave Lamont Roach round 10. So that's 6-4 right there. That's 6-4 right there. You know what I mean? I'm looking at these scorecards because I'm just trying to see where all the unfairness and biasness come from. I'm looking at round 10. All right, one score from the far right, round 10. They gave it to Lamont Roach. All right, round 10 on the middle scorecard, they gave it to Lamont Roach, which I did too. Round 10 on the far left, they gave it to Lamont Roach. So right now, going to the 11th round, I got it 6-4 Tank. I got it 6-4 Tank. I'm just trying to see what you like. I keep reemphasizing that. I'm just trying to see where everybody get all this other stuff from. I'm just trying to understand. I got a 6-4, right? Now, if you look at before we even get started with round 11, they gave to round 11 on one scorecard. For far right, they gave it to Roach. Round 11 on another scorecard, they gave it to Roach. Round 11, they gave it to you got one went for Tank, right? So that's going to be very imperative on these last 2 rounds. Let me get that off the screen for you. That's going to be very imperative for the last 2 rounds.
I've been receiving checks from Charles Schwab on a weekly basis. Let me show you. Here are a few of the checks that I received.
I remember in the press conference. Now, hold on, man. You just heard Coach Calvin say this is the 11th round. But in the press conference, he was saying that Tank didn't know which round it was. Wait a minute. How did he not know which round it was when he told him? Did y'all not just hear Coach Calvin say this is the 11th round? He just said that. So how did Tank not know that it was the 11th round? Even Tank said that he thought it was like the 8th round. How? Ain't no way possible because he told you. Unless Tank and Coach Calvin at odds and got something going on. That's just what I think. Because he act like he didn't even want to listen to him in the corner or whatever the case may be, right? But I did hear Coach Calvin say, this is the 11th round. I just heard him. But in the press conference, Barry and Coach Calvin say he didn't know which round it was. So which one was it? You know what I'm saying? Which one was it? So again, going into this 11th round, I got it 6-4.
Roach taking his time there, waiting for Tank to get in.
And again, I'm only doing this looking at it live. I'm trying to see what everybody else is feeling. I don't see what everybody else is saying. And again, it only takes 7 rounds.
He's done it really good.
I already got it 6-4.
Let them do
their 2 rounds left.
Come on, seconds out.
So all this other nonsense, I had it shut out, put it out. I don't see that. But again, I don't have a dog in the race in this
The judges favor some of these really big counter shots from Tank up against the consistent production of Roach.
Yeah, we've seen some big counter shots from Roach in the last couple of rounds. And according to our unofficial scorer, Larry Hazard, he has Davis up by 2 points. He's given.
They just had Tank up 2 points. I have a 6-4.
I feel like it could be that same shot the other way.
There's a big left hand from Tank. Went back to the body.
Championship rounds are here. Davis in a championship fight again.
Right
He's
hook from Lamont Roach on the inside.
rounds with him, and that's when Davis hurt his left hand. Lamont Roach Jr. looking to hurt Davis's pride.
There's a right hand, counter right hand from him.
He's the first fighter, Roach, to land more total punches than Tank.
There's another right hand from Tank, right down to the body. Right hand, there's one up top, right hook, left hook. Right hook, straight left hand. There's 2 jabs in the right hand, followed by a left hand.
He doesn't look like a 130-pounder tonight. Roach settling in nicely to his lightweight frame here. And very much in this fight in the championship.
There's a hook upstairs, one downstairs. There's a right hook from Tank.
Lands for Roach. Davis missing.
Yeah, he's missing. He started pushing Roach back
now. So you can take one. I can
This
take
shit
one.
is still. God damn.
Who's going to bend the knee? In Thrones action, because this Game of Thrones is getting interesting here.
No, that was a combination of missed.
Another right left by Roach, exchanging fire with Davis and having success, Abner Montes.
Listen, you have a right hand, and then he's well aware to bend
There's
down and get
uppercut, Tank missed, but follow up with the right hook downstairs. There's a straight right from Roach, and you see Tank come with a straight left and an uppercut to the body.
That one was rough. Now watch that. All right?
Straight left from Tank. The right hand was partially blocked by Tank. There's a short inside right hook.
Well, welcome to the rock with 40 seconds left here in the 11th round.
So I see what this person, they're trying not to be a band, so they actually
more than proving that he earned this opportunity, guys, and making the most of it right now. Will it end up with him being crowned a champion? We've got just over a round left. And he's doing a great job here in round 11 as well.
Maybe him getting crowned as a two-division champion.
Simultaneous one, although Davis fighting on even terms here in the 11th. Both of them have landed same amount of punches.
Left hook, right hand. Right hand, left hook. Sorry.
12th and final round is here.
Those 2 body shots at the end of the round from Roach. And that round right there, to me, it was close, right? Don't get me wrong. That round right there was definitely close.
This is what we work for, man. This is the last round, you hear me?
Right, don't get me wrong. That round was very, very close, but I did think that Tank edged that round out, and that's why I said it was 7-5. I mean, at that time, it was 7-4. Going into the 12th, it was 7-4. And I gave Lamont Roach the last round, which makes it 7-5. Once you get to 7 rounds, you already won the fight unless you get knocked out. So that's why I kept saying, like, I didn't see what people were saying because, I didn't see what people were saying. I literally just watched the whole fight live. You get to 7 rounds, you won, unless you get knocked out in the last round, and which did not happen. Now that I have a 7-5, I want to take this in consideration. Now that I had it 7-5, I just watched 11 rounds. Going into the 11th round, I had it 6-4 for Gervonta Tank Davis. Although round 11 was close, and we can put it up on the scorecards, right? We can put that up on the screen. You look at round 11, 2 judges gave it to Lamont Roach for round 11. On the far left, they gave it to Tank, in which I agree with the person on the far left. I thought that it was it was razor close, but I just felt that Tank did more and landed more in that round, which made it 7-4. There was no need for me to watch the 12th and final round because he already got 7 rounds. You win 7 rounds, you won the fight. So that's why I'm trying to understand now the controversy and the biasness. The biasness come from people don't like Tank. They don't like the fan base. They don't like nothing he do. I get it. I ain't got nothing to do with that. right? Sometimes when you good at what you do, great at what you do, however you want to put it, you're going to have those individuals waiting on that moment to attack. And that's exactly what happened. Like I said before, when I first started watching the fight, I didn't even watch with no sound on. Because for one, I was trying to make sure that, you know, my wife, my two daughters was upstairs cool while they sleep. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to make sure they was cool and nobody, you know, my daughters didn't cry. So I watched the fight, you know, with no sound on, number one. And number two, I don't have a dog in the race. Now I did bet on the fight. I did bet that Gervonta Tank would get a late stoppage. Again, I thought it was gonna be maybe like 10 or 11. I didn't think that it was gonna be like early. Because I explained that. I said that, you know, I actually thought I was one of the ones who said that Lamont Roach Ben had a name. Like I explained that, right? I said that Lamont Roach had a name. He's very tough. He is durable. People thought it was a cherry pick going wrong. Some people say he was a C+ fighter. Not at all. But if you a hardcore fan and you tune into these amateurs, you will know that Lamont Roach been a dog. This is not a surprise. So that's the part that I'm not understanding from a lot of people. From a lot of people. Some people don't want to go back and watch the fight. Some people don't, you know what I mean? They just want to bash. And that's okay. I don't care what nobody else do. I can only speak for myself. But when I watch the fight and I look at the scorecards in front of me, it's either do you agree or you don't agree. Write down what you don't agree with. Rewatch it again. I gave up my rounds. Like I said before, I did feel that Tank won the first. Did win 4 rounds out of 5, which I did think that hurt Lamont because although Lamont was trying to stay in front of him, what was he doing? He was waiting. By him waiting, made it look like he wasn't doing anything. It looked like he was just posturing in front of him. He really didn't start getting going until round 6, but he also lost that round as well. So at that time, it's already 5-1. You can go back and look at it again. 7 and 8. I thought Lamont Roach won, so it's already 5-3. Go back and look at it again. So I'm just trying to see where the disparity and the discrepancy come from because I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? I know in boxing when you get to 7 rounds, you won the fight, unless you're knocked out in the final round if the fight goes a distance. That's it. So I don't see what other people were seeing. I would love for someone come to tell me where I'm wrong at. You know what I mean? I would love it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Like I say, I scored a 7.5. A lot of different other professionals had a 7.5. Now let's just say they did count the knockdown, right? A 10-8 round, right? Let's say it is a 10-8 round. Well, that makes it a draw right there. That makes it a draw. But you got to keep in consideration as well what happened after that. By far, 9 and 11 is probably one of the two different rounds where I've seen Tank throw the most punches and attack than any other round. That's the crazy part about it. So even if you did say 10-8, Tank came back and got. So let's just say they said it was 10-8. He got knocked down. Tank still fought back to win a point back to make it 10-9. So I don't know, man. I just wanted to, go over that before because I'm just trying to see what other people saw. Boxing WTG said Tank beat that boy. I thought he did too, bro. You know what I'm saying? I said 9-9 Tank won that round. Hey, I agree with you, bro. I felt that he came back and got that point back. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, if people had it 113, 114, or 115, 113, I can see that. Or even if they had it 114, 114, I can see that too, because 11 and 12 was very close. My final round that I gave Tank was round 11, and I thought it was very, very close, but I also thought that he produced and was more effective more in that round. I just explained that, you know what I'm saying? So I had a 7-5 Tank. So I'm still trying to see where everybody else came from, and but they won't explain it to me. Uh, so hey, I did my own thing. Don't have a dog in the race. I did bet on the fight. Like I said, I did think that Tank would get him out of there late, like 10, 11, 12. I didn't think it was going to be anything of that, because I wouldn't have also betted on the over 8.5 rounds. I bet it over the 7.5 rounds. I bet the fight go over 8.5 rounds, because I knew who Lamont Roach was in the amateurs. I know what he was capable of from the amateurs. I know what he's done in the sport so far, and you can't diminish what he's done. Some people will say he's a C+ fighter, but guess what? If he's a C+ fighter out of the 4 kings that y'all call them, the 4 kings, Ryan, T.O., Devin, and Tank, the 4 kings that y'all say, out of those 4 kings, Lamont Roach was the first one to get a deal out of all 4 of them while he was still in the amateurs. That's what people don't know. So he was never a C+ fighter. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, like I watched certain things, and that was like my 5th time watching that fight. Watching it from no biases. Like I said, I don't have a dog in the race. I'm just I'm just trying to see. I see the fans on Twitter talking. I see the fans on YouTube. I'm seeing all this going back and forth, but ain't nobody breaking down no film. We just talking. Show me. Talk is one thing. Seeing and believing is another thing. Show me. I'm just trying to see, because like I said before, biasness sell and controversy sell. Biasness sell and controversy sell. But what happened when you get somebody in between who ain't got a dog in the race? Although I bet it on the fight. Now, I wasn't gonna be no dummy to bet no high ass odd on Tank. I wasn't gonna be no dummy to bet no minus what it was. I think it was like minus 1,000 or some shit like that. I wasn't gonna do that. But what I did do, WCS was good with you. Salute to your family. Salute. Scatter White. Salute to you, brother. Sports Better was good with you. So they watching it with the volume up, bro. Hey, and that's what I was just saying. Like, I literally just went through the whole fight. Had a 7-5. Not just me, but other professionals had a 7-5. There was a ton of people who had a 7-5. Gary Russell, he said that Gary Russell Jr. said he didn't feel that Lamont did enough. And like I tell everybody, those first 4-5 rounds, Lamont hurt himself because all he did was stand in front of Tank instead of pressing the action. Now, let's just say Lamont Roach pressed the action in those first 5 rounds. Then we got a different story. You see how I'm able to come and tell you and elaborate on what I see? I'm not just getting on here and saying, oh, bro lost, or this happened, or that happened, or he won, and this. I'm not getting on here. I just watched the whole film with everybody, because I'm trying to see what others saw that I didn't see. People were saying that Tank was moving while Lamont was coming forward. Those first 5 rounds, you barely saw him move. You really didn't saw him start to see Tank utilize the ring until round 5. So that's where I'm confused at. That's why I came on. I don't like to be in the middle of controversy. But when it's controversy like this, and I'm seeing it one way, why not elaborate and express what I see? not just by talking, but visibly. I just showed you a film in front of you, what I saw. But that's my time for the night, man. I appreciate everybody showing up. You know what I'm saying? Run this past everybody. Since everybody got an opinion, run this past everybody. And if you don't agree, again, feel free to respond. Show me, just like I did. Pull that video out. Show me. Talk about it. Elaborate about it. Show me. But with that being said, I'm out, man. Love, peace, happiness, and hello, world.
Before the paper, I knew they would say, and I knew by the looks on their faces. Niggas mad cause I did what they wouldn't do, say what I couldn't do. Look, bitch, I made it. I made it. Came a long way from the basement. Body on me, I ain't playing, y'all. These niggas ain't playing fair. If I would've known better, I'd do better. Took some mess and I learned from a new level. Bought some new shovels and some new stressors, and I'm ready for war like whoever. They counted me out, I can't count it all. Cause little nigga, I ball. I put them points on the board every time that I shoot, I'ma score, and you know I'm a dog. I'm really appalled, don't need no applause. I know I'm a legend, my name on the wall. First ranking with platinum, my second with gold. Did it independent, no deal at all. And they said it's impossible. Got them high cause I did them without them though. I'm the same nigga slept on the carpet floor. Even back then I knew that I'd be poppin', so I really ain't trippin'. I swear I ain't trippin'. I got in my feelings and got me a million. Couple people I thought would be with me, but they not, so it's fuck all them niggas.
And then you next.